Content Catchup.
Friends and enemies, welcome to episode 7. We're back again, back in your ears. We're consistent this season, I think, Jules. We're doing well, but how are you? Nice shirt. You're looking fresh.
Thanks, Barks. It's good to be back. I'm not fresh, but I did have a good sleep last night and ready to go for another episode. Hey.
Yeah, we're a couple of social life legends, might call you. That's a good title, actually. Episode title. This weekend.
Socialites. I think we need to dive into yours because I haven't spoken to you since I last saw you on Friday night. And when I left on Friday night, the AFLW Best and Fairest after party, you looked like you were settling in there. And that was I think I left at about 1. You want to tell everyone what happened?
Well, I mean, not much happened. It's just a bit rare for me to stay out that late. But AFLW Best and Fairest. I actually still sound a bit croaky, a bit of a legend. I mean, I've just done so much this weekend. You'd be hard pressed to find a cool person than me this weekend, Jules.
Well, what time did you get home? I think that's what everyone needs to know.
Well, I mean, it's exaggerated because I live so bloody far away. But I got in around 4:30, so got to bed. Oh, bless you.
Sorry.
Got to bed around 5, which is very abnormal for me. But it was a good night. It was unintentional. I didn't mean to get home that late.
Boy.
I know.
Elise was getting up to walk the dogs and Barks is just rolling back in through the door from the George on Collins.
Just fall through the door. No, it was good. It was a good night, long night. It got to bloody 3:30 or 4 o'clock so quickly, and I looked at my phone and I had to triple check. So I'm like, this is not me. What am I doing?
Had you just parked yourself in that corner and not moved for 4 hours? Is that what happened?
No, I was walking around. So when you left, Jules, I was sitting in a little booth. But I was walking around. So,
well, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're getting out there and doing some things. And then you did something last night as well. Am I right?
Yeah. So just wanted to touch on. I went to the most extravagant 60th birthday party I've ever been to. So let me set the scene for you. So when you walk in, Elisa's friend Beck, it's her dad, but I've never met Beck's family. I've met Beck, but you walk in, they live on this farm, and it's literally like a theme park cross zoo. Jesus. And what I mean by that is he collects grown-sized or gets, I guess, real life-sized dinosaurs, right? And then he hires it out and makes people makes money off people hiring these sort of extravagant, massive. And I'm talking like full Jurassic Park style. That's what it reminded me of when you walked in.
What?
What?
Is this a theme park or something?
No, it's like to where he lives. He's a very sort of out there, sort of successful business dude is the best way to describe him. So fair to say he's got a bit of a mullah. Yeah, so it's literally walking like a Jurassic Park theme park, and then if that's not big enough, there was everything from about 10 to 12 Harley Davidson riders doing a bit of a show, and then there were these pipe band, those, is that the right word? The
bagpipes?
Yeah, the bagpipe band. It's just outrageous.
What was this?
It's where, I don't know, it's out a fair way away, but it was amazing. Live band, 250 people. It was wild.
That is wild.
So yeah, Jules, it was a lot going on. But would you throw yourself that kind of party if you had the the cash?
Look, I don't know if I would. Yeah, I think I'm going to put us in low data mode for now. Where's this thing?
Oh, you're back.
I'm just going to hit low data mode.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I don't know if I would go that far in terms of hosting that big of a party for myself, but I do appreciate that they wanted that party and they've gone and been this is the party I'm having.
Why not?
Yeah.
Very well loved guy from all the speeches and everything. So clearly a popular man. But enough about me. How was your week? Anything else you want to touch on? The best and fairest. You were looking sharpish, I'd say.
A best and fairest. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a long day. Myself and Minty had been out to Healesville in the morning to record the Carlton Respects Ride for Respect. I do have a humble brag, Barks.
Yes.
I did have Palace Skateboards watch my Instagram story, which is...
I don't know who that is or what that is. A skateboard brand, I assume.
Yeah, like a huge skateboard brand. Like probably the biggest thing to ever happen to me.
Gnarly, man.
Gnarly, man. Shuckers.
So dope, man.
Yeah. Which,
yeah.
It was sick. No, that was fun. It was a good day. And then, rolled into the best and fairest. My first best and fairest where I've actually not had to work, which was...
Same, yeah.
Kind of incredible. Yeah. I didn't really know what to do with myself, to be honest with you.
Just be a normal human, socialise. Hey, we didn't touch on that I wasn't on the list. I was nearly not allowed in.
True. That's the second time that's happened to you, hasn't it?
No, it was the AFL, the men's best and fairest. I was just on a completely random table, but with no one, literally no other names I knew. And then this one, I knew I RSVP'd because I was looking at the email. And nope, no Michael Barker on the list, sir.
That was sensational, and it would only happen to you. I think the other thing we need to touch on for you, Michael Barker...
Oh, let's get it over and done with. Yep.
Now, this goes full circle. This goes from egg to boss to, I don't know, controversial call. But Barker...
It is, isn't it? Because I'll fight you on it.
Yeah. So Michael Barker has one suit that's a club suit, which I think we can easily say is not a very nice suit to wear. No offense, Carlton Club sponsors, but they don't fit well and they're just navy blue, right?
Mm.
That's fair. So every club event that Barks comes to where he's not working, he tends to borrow Darren's suit jacket. Correct?
Correct.
Now, Barks, how old are you?
22? No.
So 29.
30 next year. 29.
And how many suits do you own outside of the club suit?
Big fat zero.
Now,
well, suit jacket, sorry. I own some pants. Some shirts.
A
tie.
I should hope you've got some pants. But, like, I'm sorry, but at this stage of your life, you should have at least one suit.
I disagree because I've only ever needed them for work events, which is maximum 2 a year, I'd say, so best and fairest. And then if I'm working it, club suit. If I'm not, Darren suit. And Darren was sick during the week, so I just didn't go there or didn't have the time or whatever.
No. I think it's about time that you had a suit.
I think it's a waste of money if you have a suit.
But you only need to buy one and you just keep it.
But if you've got a twin brother, you might as well use it to your advantage.
Nah, I'm not for this. Anyway, so we're getting distracted by this. So Barks is having this discussion because he can't go to Darren and get his suit jacket. He's having this discussion with a few of us in the office. He asked me if he could borrow a suit. Like, friends and enemies, I know you can't really see the height difference when we're sitting on the screen, but Barks is significantly taller than I am. So I don't know what you were thinking when you thought you could borrow a suit jacket off me. I am like a size, at least 2 sizes too small for you to borrow a suit jacket. You would have looked like you were wearing 3/4 sleeves at least.
See where my head is at. You're quite a cool dude. You're quite a fashionable guy. I don't understand your gnarly dude with your skateboard brands and stuff. But safe to say, a lot of the things you wear and pull off, I might add, I'm not just saying you wear it, I don't really understand. I don't have the courage to wear such things. So I thought maybe Jules, maybe massive oversized suits are cool. Maybe he's got one. So I just thought I'd float it past you.
Nah, suits are the one thing that I have that actually fit me, but no. And then...
Okay. So I asked Minty as well, who is my size.
Yes. So the other video producer, Minty. And Minty comes to the table. He's like, yeah, I think I've got a spare one. I'll bring you one. As this conversation is happening, someone else from another team walks through the office and overhears me going to Barks like, oh, you just need to buy a suit and grow up. Yelling at him basically from one side of the office to the other. And Aleki?
Aleki, yeah.
Her name. Probably the biggest boss of the week, overhears this and goes, hold on a minute, like, my husband is getting rid of a whole bunch of suits. We were just going to take them to the op shop. Do you want it? And Parks is like, I was taken aback by this whole encounter because I'm like, no, we shouldn't be rewarding this man for not buying a suit and just telling him that if he just puts his hand up, a suit will come his way.
But it's just lucky timing, though. I don't think I did anything wrong. Ask a couple of colleagues if they've got one, and then she happened to be walking past. It's a bit of fate, some might say.
Yeah. Anyway. So
did cut to the best part of the story.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's worth the build-up, everyone. Stick with us. So next day or the day after, Barks comes into the office, and there it is, suit jacket on the back of his chair with a shirt as well. So we've got that one. Minty brings in another suit jacket for Barks as well. And then Barks rocks up to the best and fairest. And what happened?
I'm not wearing either of them, Jules, after all that. Decided, screw it. Time to grow up, Michael. Time to buy your own damn suit jacket.
Yeah,
no, it was a last resort. So Aleki's unfortunately was slightly too big. Her husband, sorry, not Aleki's jacket. That would have looked nice maybe, but her husband's jacket was a bit too big, and then Minty's was a bit too small. And I was really set on Minty's. I liked it, but I put it on and said to the lovely Lisa, I'm like, do you reckon this works? And she just laughed and said no. Like it's like a crop top thing, and then belly button hang out. No, not quite. But yeah, so I just thought, okay, well, I'm not going to feel comfortable in either of these. I don't want to wear a suit jacket. What night is it? Thursday night, late night shopping, Target, have at it. $78 jacket, and you were pretty complimentary on the old Target.
No, I loved it. I thought it looked really good. You look sharp. It's just the fact that you've got just so much effort not to buy a jacket and then ended up buying one. You're bloody old Goldilocks over here. Too hot, too cold, just right.
Yeah. Oh, we got there in the end. I understand the egg situation, but shouts to Aleki for the huge boss, because I do have, if I put on a bit of weight or a bit of muscle, maybe I'll have myself a perfectly fitting suit jacket.
Well, you can also get it tailored. You know that.
Oh, but the money side of things, Jules, doesn't really add up to where I align my values. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If I were to just find Aleki on Monday and ask about a bit of suit tailoring, do you reckon it's pushing it? Excuse me. It's a bit big.
Yeah, do you mind? Do you mind getting this fixed convenient, and then getting it back to me, please? I actually need this one for my wedding.
Yes, yeah, that's coming up.
Do you have three others that are matching for my...
I'll show you the theme we're going for. So Jules, being an adult yourself, how many suit jackets do you own?
I have 5 suits.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just don't have events I go to. I could imagine you'd have a fair bit of events and weddings to go to. I don't know why. You just strike me.
I don't wear them all anymore, but so I've got one... I got a couple made while I was living in Asia because it was really cheap to do so. And I struggle to find suits that fit me because I'm quite short and my body is a temple. So
throw that in there. Yeah, sure.
And then, for a couple of weddings, I've gone and bought a couple of extra jackets just to change it up a little bit.
But you're smart with your shopping, I think. Like, you find the good deals, and whether it be Savers or whatever you cool kids go to.
Yeah, I also have bought one jacket, I wore it for about 4 years before I've just realised, I can't wear this to anything because all the photos from my weddings are now me just wearing the same thing. And I was like, it's time to get a new one. So
that's the other issue. Hey, this is the longest issue. This is the longest intro we've ever bloody had. But I just wanted to comment on your fresh-looking camera that you've got. Yes. You switch it on for me.
I'll switch it on, yeah.
Ironically, he's still on low data mode, folks. But
I didn't get new internet. I just got a new webcam.
True. So just quickly, you found this webcam and got it on sale at Marketplace. What was your Marketplace experience like? Did you go to a random's house?
Yes. So I bought this off Marketplace, as you said, Barks, and agreed to pick it up at 3:00 on last Sunday. So... luckily enough, it was just around the corner from me, which was really handy. Hit that old 5K radius on Marketplace.
You're not in lockdown anymore.
No more, no less. Yeah, but I don't want to go to the other side of the city just to pick something up. That's not me. That's not in my values.
I'd do it for a suit jacket.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm pretty early at this stage because I didn't anticipate how how like close it was to me. And as I'm driving, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm like 20 minutes early for this pickup. I'll just like keep driving around. And old mate Greg messages me and he's like, hey mate, like any chance you can come earlier? And I'm like, well, actually, yeah, I'm just around the corner. I can be there in 5 minutes. Front. Yeah, I was just going to wait here.
Great.
But it was good, parked around the corner. No issue. It was actually a very good marketplace experience. Greg was lovely. He just handed it over and explained to me like, oh, I bought this during lockdown and, you know, then realized my laptop had a webcam, so I didn't really need it. And I was like, mate, you paid $270 for a stream cam.
To not look at your camera.
Just like, all right. But if you're listening, Greg, thanks for the clear vision.
Look at him. Look at deadpans the camera above it. That's great.
Okay, so now.
Yeah. So just front yard sort of handover?
Yeah. Just he came to the door. I didn't go into the property. I stood out the front gate and just like went for it there. So
I think the details are interesting to these exchanges. That's why I'm asking specifics.
That was good.
All right. That's good. You look good. Look crisp. 1080p and stuff, whatever.
Well, we're up to 720p you'll be watching me in, but it does record in 1080. Anyway, let's that was the longest bloody intro in the world. Should we go do some content?
Yeah, you kick us off this week.
All right, here we go. So I'll keep this short and sweet. Thanksgiving in America, if my screen ever loads, here we go. We're back onto low data mode, I reckon.
Put new internet on Marketplace.
Yeah, I know.
There'll probably be something that like people put up there.
Fucking, who do I use? TPG. They can go to the bin. Thanksgiving in America. I thought this was quite clever from the Chicago Bulls. Just a little animation that's in the style of what's this thing called? Snoopy, like the Snoopy cartoon, Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Again, nothing crazy, just like kind of nostalgic and kind of nice to like draw on the thing. I thought it was clever. I love shit like this.
Yeah, and it probably goes back to last week. I wonder if they did it internally or externally. And they've got, so the listeners at home, they've just got like multiple players that, and Benny the Bull, of course.
Yes, of course, Benny the Bull. Yeah. And I'm guessing these are like, current players that are done up in the style.
Caruso, you probably...
Yeah, Caruso's the one I can pick up. Yeah. Yeah, but nice and easy. I think like with holiday celebration graphics, they often start to become the same, don't they? Like,
it's just like the text on the screen saying Merry Christmas to those to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, man. This one probably don't need a hell of a lot of sound for. I just thought it was an interesting concept though. So Patriots and New York Jets, historic rivalry in the NFL. And there's probably like a small amount of stuff you can do with rival fans. Like normally it's like egging each other on to do a bit of content. But in this instance, they've actually interviewed like the opposition fans, like the Patriots have gone and interviewed them. I'll leave the sound off. You can see what the question they're asking is like, can you say one genuine nice thing about the Patriots? And then they've got like a few things that are like, no, we can't, all this kind of thing. And then it just swings into like a few nice things that they have to say, and they cut it in with some highlights from the game.
That's good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought like it's kind of breaks down that thing that like no one has anything nice to say about the opposition team, but I'm sure they got a lot of bad responses and kind of built this into something that was a bit more. But yeah, fun little bit of content as well.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think like being in these positions pre-game, particularly, like you are very close to so many fans, and I think it's always good to see content ideas like utilizing their time because you're there so early at games. Why not engage with them and actually get them to create a bit of content for you?
Yeah, not just your fans as well, like everyone else. Because like at the end of the day, you just want to fill the stadium, like make it different.
And they started it off with a comedic sort of no, like said, no, I can't say one nice thing, so it's still funny.
It's very funny.
Good 2 quick bits of content from you, Jules. Jules man? No, man.
Jules man. So what do you got, Barks?
Yeah, what I got. So AFLW Grand Final today. Brizzy Lions, Melbourne. Quickly, tip from you, Jules.
Oh, it's got to be Brisbane for me.
I was going to go Brisbane too.
Yeah.
I thought it might be.
I think they've been really good.
Yeah. So a bit of content from them that probably best to maybe give it a watch. Jules, we'll just plop it in now. Power of editing, so you can go.
But you've just linked to the document.
Really?
Yeah, good one, Bucks.
Okay. No, that's my content. I just have this really good organization.
We're just going to link to our own document.
I've just pasted it in if it loads.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
As in below, yeah.
Yep.
Give this one. I don't know if you've watched it, but we can.
Yeah. I did watch this one, the one with Nat Edwards, just explaining where the ground is, and it's like, it's very clever.
Yeah, listeners, so that basically AFLW Grand Finals in Springfield, which is a bit of an odd location and has caused a few people to talk about it, whether it's in the positive or negative light. But so the AFLW women's page have gone out with this sort of quirky little video that I just thought it was very like, it's almost like YouTube style punchy meme sort of editing, and I really enjoyed it. Like, they've got Nat Edwards on camera that explains where they are. It gives you the real sort of community feel of where they are, the location, and then why they're there. So she also explains why they're not at other stadiums. And Jules, let me know what you think, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's very engaging and it's very it's not too long. It's whatever, and it's got a bit of humor in it as well. And what I really enjoyed about it was I don't think there probably has been a typical sort of grand final cinematic hype, but I think it doesn't always, just because it's a big game and it's a massive day for two clubs, it doesn't always need to be the same sort of cinematic hype video to hype it up. And I just really enjoyed this different take on it.
No, I agree. I think they've done a really good job of. I think there was a lot of stuff floating around during the week saying that this ground wasn't ready and it wasn't the right spot. And this video, they've shown it in a really positive, fun light. It almost makes me want to go. It makes me think, oh yeah, this ground isn't that bad or whatever it is. New facilities, pretty exciting. Not that far away from the CBD, really. It's kind of cool. I like it. I think smart, punchy, no bullshit, straight to the point.
Yeah,
here's how to
nothing
get here.
fake about it.
Yeah, this is why we're playing here. You're right, explaining the logic. There was genuinely no other grounds in Brisbane. If we want to keep doing this, home team gets the home final type thing. Good bit.
Yeah, I think obviously there's the other side of it, why can't this be a priority over other sports of getting more people at the ground? But for everything that's so great about AFLW in terms of the people, the community sort of feel, just from that one video alone, I think the game is going to look really cool there today.
Yeah.
I think the atmosphere is probably everything that the AFLW is. So I think it'll be good. But any more on that? Otherwise, I've got a bit of a follow-up content from the other week.
Let's go. Is it the behind-the-scenes NFL Green?
Yeah, hopefully I've got the right link there this time.
Yeah.
Do you remember this guy the other week, we sort of showed how he did this really cool thing of the player stepping over into the stadium?
Yeah.
So just a quick follow-up, very visual example, but he's basically just done a similar thing, and it's not even on a green screen, but he's just shown how really simple when you think about it. You just get a player on a photo day to basically, he's looking over the stadium. He looks like a giant compared to, I think it's the Oregon Ducks or something. But not too much of a talking point, Jules, but I just, again, everything behind the scenes and people showcasing how they actually use programs like After Effects or what have you, and then turn it into a really cool game day. Just the execution is really slick, and just wanted to follow it up because I think we talked about it, that other example, and wondered how exactly he did it. But
I like this. No, again, I think... There's no reason we, as a community, shouldn't be doing more shit like this. Because all it takes is if you explain in basic principles what you've done here, you as a video producer, Bikes, you might be like, oh, that's so simple, and then take it to the next level because you've learned something small that you didn't realize how to do, or when you were filming something, you're like, oh, if we do this, we can use this technique, so it goes again. As long as you give the knowledge back, I feel you're in a better place.
You're so right. Like, I relate this to when I first started with video to when I was just a video editor and then actually picked up the camera, and just makes your life so much easier when you actually understand how things are done. And like, this only loosely relates to something like this. But if you've got the player in front of you on photo day and you can think, hey, can you just do this thing where you walk up and balance on like an imaginary fence? This would look really cool for us during the season. Like, it takes like, 30 seconds. So I think you're spot on.
I think, also, like, this is such a clever execution because it's not as overly complicated as that one where the guy was like stepping into the stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good bit of example. Again, the States and college and NFL, they just bring so much good shit.
They're just, it's because they're all competing for the next job, isn't it? Like, they're just got to keep going to the next level.
Yeah, you're right. Content. That's it for us.
That's it for content. How about we get into some eggs of the week?
God, I love some eggs.
All right, so I'll kick us off. I've got a few. First of all, I saw this in the week. Blake Martinez has retired from the NFL after selling his Pokemon card.
Wait, what? Is related? Hang on. He's retired?
So this is the post from Bleacher Report. Linebacker Blake Martinez retired abruptly on November 10th, 2 weeks after he sold a rare Pokemon card for $672,000. His Raiders contract this year was worth $1.35 million.
So they're sort of, are they trying, is this like a stretch of relating the two, or he's feeding him just retired because he's made a bit of money off selling a Pokemon card?
It might be a stretch, but also like the timings are... They're there. I don't know.
So the push storyline is that he's made a bit of money and now he's fine to give up his contract.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Would you do that? Would you sell a Pokemon card and then just quit your job?
Well, unless he's like 45 years old and close to retirement, I don't really understand it. I'm sure there's more to Blake's story than a Pokemon card, but hey, it's good. Entrepreneurial skills from Blake. I don't know.
It's just a bit of an egg.
Yeah, a bit of an egg.
And then the next one, just keeping on the theme of mascots that we've had for the last couple of weeks. Let's keep this one going. And these two mascots having an old punch on. And I don't know. It looks pretty intense at one stage. Like, there's a few decent punches being thrown. And then in the background of the game's just going on.
Surely it's put on. Love it, though. I love the egg.
The mascots again. I think every week we've got to bring some mascot content.
I think we should, because it's something, like we actually talked about last week. I don't know if we can ever do it really well, but just because the States can and they do, let's just keep it going.
Oh my God. It's just like, I thought it was a joke, but there's some pretty big haymakers in there. Like,
yeah.
Old Wilbur's getting his ass handed to him.
Is it like it's just such a funny thing. This is, what was the sport I mentioned about fighting the other week? But just like from a kids, but like mascots are probably aimed for kids, but then you're just having people throw punches. It's a bit ironic.
The hockey is the other one that they just do it. Like,
hockey, they just let them
go. They're my eggs. What have you got, Barks?
I found this really funny sport during the week. It's a cross of MMA and basketball. So I didn't watch much of this, but this clip came up on Ball Is Life, and what I found really funny about this, so this guy's in the UFC ring, and it's a cross of like, you obviously, I don't know, UFC rules where you can fight each other, but then there's a game of basketball being played, and this guy basically tackles someone and picks up the ball and dunks it, and then the backboard actually shatters everywhere, but just it felt like an insight into the sport, and all he cares about is a point, so he gives a little fist bump. That's found it really funny, and I don't understand how these sports exist. So
you could essentially just like walk up to someone as they're like driving to the ring and just punch them in the face.
Punch him, yeah. But I just found it funny that he smashes his backboard, this dangerous incident, and he's just like, 2 points.
Now, who thinks of this?
It's great. Do you ever watch Slam Ball?
Yeah.
It's just, so listeners, if you don't know what we're talking about, there's it was around for a fair bit, because I remember watching it on Foxtel, but basically this whole basketball court full of trampolines, and guys would just go flying for these like incredible sort of gymnastic style dunks. It was actually very enjoyable to watch. But
so fun fact about slam ball. Did you ever watch the movie Coach Carter?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just take me for.
So the real life Coach Carter was actually a coach in the slam ball.
Oh.
Fun fact.
A bit of knowledge from Jules this morning.
Bit of insight. Yeah. Just take that one to the next trivia night.
Nice. Yeah. I don't think that's going to come up, but thanks for that. Yeah.
All right.
Bosses. Boss of the week. Love a bit of positivity in our lives because there's too much negativity going around. So, do you want to kick us off?
No, I reckon you kick off. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Quick one for me. I think it's at the World Cup, Jules, but there's this guy that stuffed buying the thousands of dollars zoom lens to take some photos, but he's got his binoculars out at this soccer game and he's trying to get his iPhone camera lined up with the binoculars to get some really close-up photos. I wish they showed the results because judging by what you can sort of look at, it looks like it works. I just thought it was genius.
I reckon it does work because that second time he goes back, he's adjusted it.
Yeah, like
and
he's
you look at the phone. I reckon he's got a shot there. Yeah,
end results. Yeah, how good's that?
We need a part 2, don't we?
I'll contact him.
I reckon if anyone's just like, that's great.
Work smarter, not harder was the caption, which is spot on.
Yeah. Speaking of the soccer barks, I've got one for you.
I think to keep relevant from both of us. World Cup time.
This is the ultimate boss of the week. Don't need any sound. So have a watch. I'll describe it for people at home. So it's some sort of Premier League or soccer game, and the team has a throw-in. The ball must be a little bit wet, right? So they can't find the ball boy with the towel to try and dry up the ball before he goes to throw it in. So old mate, fan from the just sitting sideline, takes off his jumper, throws it over to the player, and the player lets him use the jumper to dry the ball before he throws it in.
That's great. That's a great find.
Give that man a lifetime membership because there's no way you're going to get a fan like that again.
What's amazing is it like watching it looks like obviously the fan is the first one that suggests it. So it's not even a thing that, oh shit, I need to wipe this ball. It doesn't look like it. And it looks like the fan says something and then the player's okay,
okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good boss.
Would you ever do that with one of your 3 suit jackets now that you got
maybe a lecky.
Maybe Minty's.
No, I got to get Minty's back. But, no, I wouldn't. No, that's disrespectful.
The last one I've got, I saw this a couple of weeks ago. I think this is a fairly famous moment in basketball history where, like, it's a college game from years ago. You would know this one. So the team is like it's Monmouth versus Kansas, and Monmouth are down like 55 to 110 with like 15 seconds left. And I think there's that like thing in basketball, like where you know you're not going to win, you just stop playing type thing and you dribble out the clock.
It's like an unwritten rule.
Yeah. So Kansas are dribbling out the clock and George Pappas is the player, steals the ball off them and then just like dunks it. Everyone's booing and he's just walking around going, I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, and he's like yelling at him like the game's closed.
So it must have been like an anniversary of this. So someone's tweeted 3 years ago today, Monmouth, George Pappas did this and started around screaming, I don't give a fuck. George Pappas has seen this and retweeted it and gone, I still don't.
I saw this during the week and it's terrific.
I love it.
So listeners, this, as Jules said, it's like an unwritten rule that if the game's over, and this one's just so bad because it's literally 55 points. It's like a terrible blowout. But even if it was like 10 points and the clock was about to expire, you just don't keep playing. Like you dribble out the ball, you don't shoot the ball. It's just like a weird basketball respect thing. So for him to steal the ball, 1, and dunk 2, and then yell at them, it's just hilarious. And he clearly, as his tweet says, doesn't give a fuck. So
it was brilliant.
Very good.
My boss, like that's how you should approach life, that attitude.
Good bosses from you. I like them.
Thank you, Barks.
Almost like you've had COVID to think about it.
Yeah, I've just had I had a half an hour to actually go through my stuff and find it. You know what's fucked? Like I find stuff during the week and then forget about it and then panic every time we get to making the run sheet.
Our just behind the scenes listeners, our Twitter feed is very helpful for that. If you scroll Content Catchup's Twitter feed, we've got a good assortment.
We do. Let us jump into our new favourite segment, the controversial call.
Controversial. We're getting better at saying that.
We are. I'll kick this off. I saw this from St Kilda a few weeks ago, and I've had a few thoughts about it. So it's a tweet, and it's basically, the tweet says, "Which group would you join for the night?" And the whole thing is, choose your Friday night drinks team. So who would you like to go out for drinks on a Friday night? And it's got different groups like Big Boys, Just G Train, Tough Guys, Cult Heroes. I don't like this.
Yeah, I straight just go, it's too laddie.
Yeah, it's very laddie, isn't it? Is that controversial, or am I just digging into a team now?
No, well, I mean, this is the point of the segment in a way. I mean, usually we'd fight each other, but you're trying to fight an entire football club, so that's bold of you. No, I think you're right. Like, it gives off weird for what people, or for what the stereotypical footy club culture is drinking, like trying to stamp that out. It just sort of goes the opposite way. I think, like, I get it. A lot of people like Friday night drinks, but yeah, I don't know, bit odd.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, it puts me off a little bit. I guess there would be people that would like it, but then there's a bit of history with St Kilda as well as to
it's the wording of it is also a bit odd as well, like the group names. I know this is we're really dissecting this, but just like Tough Guys,
Big Boys,
like it's just it just feels very like toxic masculinity. I don't know.
Yeah, bit tone deaf. Not for me.
Not for me either. I think you could have done like I don't know, like right track for some different bit of content, but just not executed that well.
Yes, yeah. I think like you could almost have like, who would you love to watch the footy with on a Friday night, and that would change it so much. And not more.
Not so drinking. Focused.
But yes,
no, fair. We're not going to fight on this.
We're not going to fight on that one. Sorry, but just to like probably good lesson in content.
Controversial. I don't know if we'll fight on this one, but with a bit of luck, I don't have the energy for Be Real, Jules. That's my controversial call. I think what I mean by that is if I'm posting on a platform, it's because I'm going on there with a purpose. So I'm going to say Twitter, it's usually trying to make a joke or something, and then Instagram, it's typically my work. But I just don't get it. I get what Be Real is trying to do, but I just feel like it's not for me. I don't know if it's laziness or I don't know, but I think it's done.
I agree. I don't particularly like it. I can see its appeal. But is it going to have any value in the long run? Nah, people get over it. Like, I reckon it's already happening. Think. Yeah. It
needs something. I don't know what it needs, but it needs something. Like, I feel like social media platforms give back a certain way, like whether it be connected with your friends, which I guess is what they're driving. But I don't know. It just needs something else. Maybe we're getting old.
Maybe that's the other thing. I think it's just too demanding of your time. Like, you have to interact with it then, and it's like,
yeah, it goes against like what the mental health aspect of social media. Like, do it now. You've got to do it now. Not do it in your own time when you feel like it.
Yeah, nah, I'm with you. We're not going to fight, but we'll probably fight anyone who disagrees with us. So if you think that Be Real is actually a valuable platform, fight us. Send us a message. We'll fight.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And if you have a suit jacket, let me know.
Hey, I was
next bit, BDF.
You'll like this, Barks. I'm going bike shopping after this.
Oh, what's wrong with your bike?
Might be getting a new one. Just
inside joke. I don't know why during the week I got to work and I was driving to work one morning, and because I'm trying to rehab my knee still and I'm being a bit slack with it. Well, I had COVID, so I excused myself then. But I thought a really good way to do it was get into bike riding, and then all week I've just been talking to Jules about buying a bike. But that's where that comment comes from.
Yeah. Anyway, that's probably not for everyone. That's a bit too inside. Bit Friday night drink squad of us, isn't it? Yeah.
Not really. It's healthy exercise.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Actually, can I have your old bike then?
Fuck off.
What are you doing with it?
I'm going to keep it if I buy a new one.
We don't need 2 bikes. Anyway.
Piss off. Wrap it up.
I'm on outro, am I?
Yeah, you are on outro. Do you want me to do outro? I'll do the outro. Fuck it.
Yeah, you're taking too long. Outro for me.
Friends, enemies, that was another episode of the Content Catch-Up. In fact, it was episode 7 of season 4. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed Barks' roller coaster journey with his suit jackets throughout the week and him turning into an ultimate party boy this week. If there's a nightclub you'd like to see Barks at, I think he's taking requests now.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go this weekend.
Guest DJ residency, he just won't dance to his own music.
No, it's actually the complete opposite of any place I'd like to go to.
I want to put in a request for next week from you, Barks. I want to see some photos from Dinosaur Land when they start coming through. So if you could bring those as a bit of homework.
I actually got asked to be the photographer there and I denied it.
You should have. That would have been great.
An event photography isn't for me.
Oh, I got the wedding video back. We forgot to go there today. We'll do that next week. Okay, we've rambled on a little bit much. It goes for 5 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
Can we see a glimpse?
We'll save it for next week.
Oh, well, okay. Good teaser though.
Yeah, good teaser. So we got the wedding video back, and it does feature a little bit of my wedding celebrating. I did a better job getting that word out. Then, but
it shouldn't be hard, but it is. Yeah. I look forward to this, Jules. I want to see what I reckon. You've got a bit of charisma about you. I can imagine you really putting it on.
I had some nice lines. I might just cut my own version of this wedding video.
Can you make a hype reel of it?
Just me.
Like a real hype edit. Yeah, because then you don't need to show the 5-minute version. Spend your week on that.
I'll do that. Looking forward to next week. It's AFL draft this week, so we're going to be hitting people up for some cutting room floor content.
Yeah, good call.
We're going to put the call out now, early in this week. So if you've got it by the time we roll around to recording again next week, we want to see it. Anything else from you, Barks?
No, nothing at all. Very enjoyable episode as per usual. Have a terrific Sunday and have a terrific week, listeners. Thanks for joining us.
Love you all. Bye.
Love you. Goodbye.